Welcome to the Get Her in the Game virtual scholarship fundraising event. We are so excited about the opportunity to support talented women student athletes at St. Louis University. I've had the opportunity during my 25 years at St. Louis University to be a student athlete myself in our women's soccer team, a coach in our women's soccer program, and now an administrator with the opportunity to be in service to all of our students, including the many talented women student athletes we have. As you join us today, I want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to give to the Get Her in the Game scholarship. We are utilizing the GiftSmart platform. We have partnered with GiftSmart so we can make this process easier. As you see on your screen, there are multiple ways that you can give, and we appreciate every gift, no matter the size. We're excited about an anonymous challenge gift as well that will match the first $25,000 we raise. So let's really work our way, make sure we get that 25, and we can get ourselves up to and beyond that goal. It's now my honor to introduce our Director of Athletics, Chris May. Chris arrived at SLU 12 years ago and has guided Billiken Athletics to our consistent growth and an unbelievable level of success. Chris?
Thank you, Janet. It's always a great day when we're here to celebrate our women student athletes. And as you know, we have 255 women student athletes who compete at SLU. And it's a great part of my job when we get to support them on a daily basis. What this event does is it not only celebrates, but it raises money for our wonderful group of young women that we're so very, very blessed to engage with. So whether it's at Lorenzini's, as it's been in the past, or it's here on the computer, or it's on the phone, it's a moment that we have right now to celebrate our young women and all the great things that they do for us. We've got the Billiken here. Billiken, are you around to help? Come on, Billiken. Give me an elbow bump. Give me an elbow bump. Come on. There we go. Billiken's here. We're here to have some fun and hear from some alums. Okay, Billiken, you can go back. All right, that's good. But it's always fun to have the Billiken around where we celebrate our student athletes. To kick this event off, the first thing I want to do is introduce two of our greatest supporters and fans. It's Dr. Fran Postello and Dr. Fred Postello. Fran is one of those unbelievable leaders on our campus. She shows up. She's been to this event many times. Fran is a professor. She comes to the women's basketball games. She sticks her head in many of our events. But what Fran really is she's that calm, positive voice around our program at all times. Every time you see Fran, you see nothing but positive. And then Fred, our president, he's that guy that I'm lucky enough to get to work with all the time. All of our conversations are about how we deliver competitive success and comprehensive success to our young women. And so these are two wonderful partners of ours and leaders of our university that help set the tone for how we deliver for women student athletes. So I introduce to you and welcome Drs. Fran and Fred Postello.
Hello, welcome to this year's virtual Get Her in the Game event. This is an important event every year to support women's athletes on SLU's campus. We are so proud of our women athletes who perform well on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. These scholarships help support developing their athletic abilities as well as getting a world-class Jesuit education. We're sorry we can't be together in person. We hope that happens again soon. But until then, enjoy the event and hope to see you at an athletic event soon. Fred.
It's a pleasure for us to be here with you virtually. We all know what a special place St. Louis University is. It has a noble mission. We do great work. But ultimately, the university is about its people. The people of today and the people of its past, our student athletes, our alumni, our supporters. Get Her in the Game is important to recognize the many contributions of women to our university and our Billiken Athletics program. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Fran and Fred. We really appreciate you being on the team. As many of you know, what we do at the athletic program here at SLU is we focus on our strategic objectives. They're to educate, compete, and build community. All of our decisions are based on those objectives, driven by our values. Our values, as we talk about often, are trust, a commitment to excellence, caring with the foundation of gratitude. But I can tell you, is our young women and the coaches and our staff that are focused on delivering a great service, they have those values down and they focus on them every day. And that's the reason why we've had so many great accomplishments. Department-wise, we had a 3.49 GPA last year. With the women, we had a 3.54 GPA. What Dr. Oberle will remind me is that means the women increased the GPA of the men. But you know what? We'll take that. But what it means is we really excel on the education front. Competitively, again, we were fortunate I was there to watch our women. Last year it was at home. Our women's soccer team win a championship in Herman Stadium. Was there to watch Katie Wissing in Rhode Island, our track and field wonderful student athlete, go win the triple jump again. There's many competitive successes that our young women have, and it's really a joy to be around. But this event especially is one that's personal from my perspective. I've been lucky. One of my daughters, Lucy, was a 1,500-meter runner. Sophia's a budding high school field hockey and a wonderful student. So that's why Joanne and I, my wife and I, who give to this event, we believe it's super important. But from my personal perspective, it comes from my mother. My mother was a pre-Title IX athlete. She didn't have the ability to go to college like these young women. She was a brilliant student. She was an unbelievable athlete. So today, and what we do every day to support our young women is very, very critical to me in what we do. We can't do it without great leadership on campus. You heard from our top leaders, you heard from the Postellos, but we have so many people on campus that help us. We have several women vice presidents who are participating today, from Sheila Mannion to Vice President Kathleen Davis, to Debbie Lowy, to Jessica Evanson, a former student athlete herself, to our Assistant General Counsel, Danielle Wee, many of our leaders on campus, and I couldn't be more thrilled to have the women leaders on campus really rallying behind what we do here to support our women. It's very gratifying from my perspective. And then you look at our host committee. Our host committee, all the way to the original several members of the host committee that were from back in the day, from Ellen Harshman to Kathy Hagedorn, who really helped start this event, to the host committee of today, to Meg Connolly, who's such a great teammate, Laverne Lorenzini, who she and her late husband, Paul, have been so unbelievably supportive of our university, to Julie Matheny, my favorite high school girls basketball coach, to Bo Meehan, who we'll hear from in a little bit, to Amy Onard, who is a track and field student athlete, to there is nobody more passionate than Jody Peterson, a former women's basketball student athlete who is so very supportive of us, to Catherine Sandstone, who is a former volleyball player and a great community leader, to Martha Yulhorn, who is a trustee and who also is a wonderful supporter, and the Sukinniks, Jean Sukinnik and her family, and what they've meant to SLU. You put them all together, and they have made such a difference for us. And that's how days like today come together, and we couldn't be more thankful to all of you for what you've done to make this event happen. And so we kick this event off. We are raising money for scholarships for women in athletics, and now it's my honor to introduce to you one of our host committee members, Bo Meehan. Bo is the vice chair of St. Louis University's Board of Trustees. She earned her Bachelor of Science in Nursing and her Juris Doctor from SLU. She was a former member of our women's basketball program. She currently serves as the Estate Planning and Probate Department co-chair at Lewis Rice. And when Bo and Terry, her husband, come to events, they're those community people that you're so proud to align yourself with. They're positive all the time. They're can-do people. And so it's my honor to introduce to you Bo Meehan to share a couple words.
Thank you, Chris. My name is Bo Meehan, and I'm honored to be here with you tonight as a member of the St. Louis University Board of Trustees, a basketball alumna, and a member of the Get Her in the Game host committee. At St. Louis University, athletic scholarships enable student athletes to develop their athletic potential while at the same time getting an outstanding Jesuit education. The Get Her in the Game scholarship is a perfect example of this. This scholarship provides funding to deserving female student athletes, giving them the opportunity to maximize their academic and athletic opportunities at St. Louis University. I am committed to supporting the Get Her in the Game scholarship, and I hope that tonight you too will make a gift in support of women student athletes at SLU. Thank you.
Thank you, Bo. We really appreciate you being on the team and helping us lead this great fundraising event. I should also thank another trustee, Ann Gagin. Again, we have trustees, we have vice presidents, we have so many people in this community supporting this endeavor. I can't thank you enough. And now it's time for me to introduce one of our true rock stars that I get to work with every day, our head women's soccer coach, Katie Shields. Katie was a women's student athlete back in a couple days ago. She graduated and played at Harvard. She coached there. She's led the Billikens to back-to-back A10 championships and NCAA tournament appearances. She's a former athlete. She brings that former athlete perspective. What I really appreciate from Katie is how she builds team and how she's built the community and the expectation of success. She's the back-to-back A10 Coach of the Year, and I couldn't be more proud to introduce to you our women's soccer coach, Katie Shields. Katie?
Thanks, Chris. Excited to be here today. As a student athlete at Harvard, the education that prepared me to have success in life was not the education I received in the classroom. It was the education I received as being a part of a team, and more specifically, the value of being a part of something bigger than myself. And within that concept, that team concept, the individual responsibility of how to set high standards, deal with adversity, oftentimes failure, but out of that comes the growth and the importance of bringing the best version of myself every day for the common goal, that common mission. So the skills I learned are what our women are currently learning as student athletes at St. Louis University. As freshmen, as newcomers, they're just learning how to lead themselves. We're teaching them, building the skills, lead themselves, be reliable, consistent, dependable teammates. As they grow a little bit older in our programs as sophomores, now we're starting to teach them how to lead their classmates, hold themselves and now their peers, their friends, their roommates accountable, and create high-functioning small group operating units. As they continue to grow in our program, now we're talking about leading our teams. And there's many ways to lead a team. There's, of course, the on-field competitive leader, the cultural leader, the one who ties the team to those values and the mission of the program, the chemistry, the locker room leaders who build relationships and are the glue of the team, and those community then leaders who represent the program, the brand of the program to the greater community. And most importantly, that last step of leadership we teach with our women is how to create future leaders. Teach young women what it looks like to set a high standard, hold others accountable, build relationships, and at the end of the day, be on a mission to reach a common goal to make themselves and everyone around them better. So these skills, our women, they're learning them right now. They're building experiences because they're going to be on teams for the rest of their life. And the experiences they're having at St. Louis University are preparing them to be ready for that real-world leadership. So today, an investment in our women is an investment in the future of female leadership. Thank you, and go Billikens.
Now that's what gets me fired up. It's great to have leaders like Katie who are leading one of our top programs. What I'm super excited about is when we get to see our women's soccer team back on the field, and when I get to see after we win the next championship and Katie's son Henry comes running across the field to celebrate when she gets the Gatorade dumped on her. That's what I look forward to as we see that the next time. But thank you, Katie. We appreciate it. And now it's my opportunity to turn it over to Janet, who is going to introduce many of our alums and some of our athletes today. How about it?
Great. Katie's got to run to make her gift for Get Her in the Game. So she's both one of our best coaches, but also a financial supporter of this event. So as you can tell, we have great head coaches, great women involved in our programs. And the true stars of our program are all of our women student athletes. And so we thought perhaps people are wondering, what's it been like during COVID for our student athletes? And what are they doing? How has this experience been for them? And what we can tell you is they have not missed a beat. These women that you are so proud of, that together we are all so proud of, have continued to grow each day in the court, on the pool, all the places where they're participating. So it has not stopped our women. Let's check in with them right now. as you can tell, we have not stopped any effort on the courts or on the track anywhere. You can also tell that the Billiken has joined me, so that means we've got a little bit of an update about how we're doing. So far, we are at $22,000, so that is super exciting. Yeah, Billiken, little shoulder or little elbow to elbow here, right? Life in COVID, not doing the high fives. So anyway, we appreciate every gift. Please continue to utilize the many ways the GiftSmart platform allows you to give, and we will keep enjoying every one of those donations. Next in our program, we're going to really introduce and talk you through some opportunity that we have to really hear from some of the alums that have come through our program. These women that we are so proud of, who are professionals, who are mothers, who are partners, who are leaders in our community. And so what we're going to discuss during this time is we really wanted to share with you our story, not just our story of our current students, but the story of those women that have come before. So we can look ahead to see this is the kind of woman that we are investing in. This is the opportunity we have to invest in the future women leaders. So for us, you're going to really hear from our alums the values of opportunity, of leadership, discipline, responsibility, confidence, perseverance, and teamwork. Because when you combine all of these things with the education that our student athletes get at St. Louis University, we know that that's a successful combination, that these future women leaders will make an impact on our society. So we're really excited to have a variety of voices that are going to share their stories with you today. And I think as you hear their experiences as a student athlete, you'll see how the value of your gift today will make a difference in the future life of a student. So I think our first video will show I had the distinct opportunity to coach this former All-American and our women's soccer student athlete who's currently an attorney down in Asheville, North Carolina, is also has a great family. Her and her partner have 3 little ones that are just amazing and wonderful. So let's hear from Megan Burke, who's going to talk to us about opportunity.
I've been asked to talk about opportunity. And when I think about my experience at SLU, there's no question that what opportunities it afforded me was to be more than just an athlete and to be more than a student, but to be engaged in the world as a citizen of the world, to be curious. While I'm not Catholic, the Jesuit tradition really encouraged me to be intellectually curious about everything around me. Not just my own self-involved interests in soccer and school, but to be concerned about our community, about our neighbors, about making the world a little better than we've found it. It's easy to say that, and especially with these challenging times we're in, one of the things that SLU afforded me the opportunity to do is to see the opportunities to make a positive impact in small ways. It's easy to talk about big changes and systemic, macro level issues, but I think in a big way that what SLU taught me is that it matters to get up on a Saturday morning and go volunteer with the Special Needs Soccer Association. That we make the world better by one day at a time, one person at a time, putting our best foot forward, being kind, doing our best to make a difference in small ways. That afforded me an opportunity to see that change is not something that happens in one big moment or fell swoop, although those things happen. It's what you do every single day consistently. I'm very grateful for those opportunities that SLU afforded me. I think a Jesuit education, especially for young women in this world, is invaluable, and I'm committed to get her in the game.
Grateful to have Megan remind us that the small things really make a big difference. So a gift of any size will make a difference in the lives of these young women. Our next alum we're going to hear from is a recent alum, just finishing up her swimming career last May. Savannah Nichols is going to speak to us about leadership.
Hi, my name is Savannah Nichols, and I'm a recent graduate and former member of SLU's women's swim team. Currently, I'm a part of SLU's one-year MBA program with the hopes of pursuing a career in the retail industry to foster ecological change and environmental justice. At SLU, some of my most meaningful experiences have come from being a member and former captain of the team. Having studied effective leadership in my major, I was eager and anxious to put my knowledge to the test. But throughout a year of leading the team, I discovered the most important attribute of a leader is her capacity to inspire the people around her. And in serving the team, I discovered that optimism and compassion are among the best ways I do this. At SLU, each swimmer practices 11 times a week from August to February in hopes of achieving a personal best at the A10 conference. My junior year, at the end of the meet, one of my teammates was a little disheartened and discouraged from continuing her swimming career. Concerned, I sat with her, empathized, while sharing my own struggles with swimming, but reminded her to never forget the power of the next play. From here, I encouraged her to be optimistic and intentional with swimming for the next season. Leadership is something I value tremendously, as it inspires me to drive purpose in everything I do. By inspiring the people around her, a leader has displayed the indispensable skills of awareness and determination. It's skills like these and countless others that I've acquired throughout my college career, and I hope you will too. But most importantly, whether your actions stretch nationwide or simply beyond the Chaifetz Arena walls, I hope each of you is excited to face the world with intellect and compassion. I'm committed to get her in the game.
I have no doubt that Savannah will continue to be a leader in everything that she does. Our next alum is a wonderful young woman who has kind of a unique career as an MMA fighter. Not too many SLU alums have that as a career, but you'll hear about her journey from SLU to her current place in life. Please join me in enjoying the opportunity to hear from Brittany Cloudy talking about discipline.
I received my elementary education degree in 2012, and I went on to teach elementary school for 6 years afterwards. I taught third grade for 3 years in St. Louis Public Schools, and then I taught first grade for another 3 years in Kirkwood School District. All the while teaching, I was also still competing for a couple of years afterwards, and then eventually I branched over and I started learning the martial arts. Now I am a professional MMA fighter. Since 2019, I received my master's degree in counseling, and after that I decided to leave St. Louis and move to California. So that's where I am now, competing as an MMA fighter and working on my license in counseling. My family is still back home in St. Louis, so I still like to come home to visit St. Louis. St. Louis will always be my first home. My experience at SLU as a student athlete has been critical to everything that I have done in life. We always talk about how there's a certain edge that you're going to receive that most students in college do not get to receive. There's skills and things that you are going to be able to take under your belt and sharpen and have that others will not. And I'm here to tell you that that's true. Because the biggest thing that I've learned and still learning is self-discipline. For me, self-discipline is equivalent to self-care and self-love. Self-discipline is something that is going to be able to help you to achieve any goals that you are working towards. It's the centerpiece of success in my eyes. You love your sport, you want to perform at your highest level, you want to have the highest grades. Self-discipline is going to be that thing that's going to piece it all together. And being a reflective person on yourself and taking the advisement of your coaches and those before you is going to help you to make sure that you are able to have the most success that you can. So not only as a student athlete, but as a person is this important. But nevertheless, I am so committed to get her in the game.
It's great to see Brittany. She was an amazing triple jumper and was a conference champion, and she continues to make us all proud. Our next video is a little unique. We happen to have a former alum, a field hockey student athlete, who is also the current parent of one of our women's soccer student athletes. So we're gonna hear from Julie Zaber as an alum and a parent.
My time at SLU I loved. I worked hard in school, but still had fun on and off the field. Our team was fortunate enough to be ranked in the NCAA top 20. in 1988 and 1989. And some of my best memories are travels from the East and West Coast playing against top competition. My teammates to this day are some of my best friends, and fortunately we've all enjoyed success in our respective fields. My experience as a SLU student athlete helped shape me into the person I am today, being a team player, working toward a common goal. And I now work at SSM Health Physical Therapy, specializing in orthopedics and cancer care. My oldest daughter, Kat, is a member of the SLU Women's Soccer Program, one that has enjoyed a tremendous amount of success over the past 4 years. As a parent of a SLU student athlete, I've realized what an amazing job St. Louis U has done shaping young female student athletes into smart, confident, successful individuals who are able to adapt to change and thrive under pressure. I am committed to get her in the game.
Who isn't committed to helping confident, strong, adaptable young women? Billiken's in studio with me, just reminding you that even while you're watching these videos, you can utilize multiple opportunities to make a donation to the Get Her in the Game. We really want to make sure that we reach our goals today. Every gift, no matter the size, we really appreciate it, and we'll keep this Billiken. Got to keep him moving. Got to make sure we still have some fun to celebrate around here. Appreciate each one of you, and we'll continue now to hear from some more of our alums. Our next alum we're going to hear from is actually a former Get Her in the Game scholarship recipient. She was a softball student athlete. She now is also a mother and a wonderful professional. So if you could really enjoy the opportunity to hear Brianna Lockett speak to us about responsibility.
I learned more about responsibility as a student athlete at SLU fast. I understood being responsible for myself, but at SLU, I learned to be responsible for my teammates too. Whether it was making sure everyone knew the right color shirt or uniform to wear to practices and games, or making sure everyone was home safe after hanging out. I learned that being part of a team meant taking care of your teammates on and off the field. My student athlete experience at SLU definitely helped me in my career. At SLU, I learned how to receive criticism and not take it personally and learn from my mistakes. Also, juggling practice, workouts, classes, and a social life helped me develop impeccable time management skills. Now that I have a family, I am permanently responsible for more than myself all the time. I am also responsible for my team at work. My time at SLU helped me learn how to navigate and work with different people whose views don't always align with mine. I am required to hold myself accountable for the things I am responsible for. If I mess up, that is okay, as long as I own up to my choices. This scholarship and its supporters have the opportunity to help young women in business succeed, as I have personally experienced, which is why I'm committed to get her in the game.
Another former recipient who we just couldn't be more proud of and who she is today. Our next alum is actually a volleyball student athlete. When she was with us, she participated in 3 NCAA tournaments, had a wonderful career, and I think her voice on confidence is really gonna be impactful as someone who knew how that grew in her time as a student athlete, and I was able to watch that. So please enjoy this message from Bridget Funky Forshaw.
Being a student athlete at SLU instilled tremendous confidence in me. It taught me how to work hard and perform at a level I didn't know was possible. It helped me maximize my potential. It helped me learn how to be a good teammate, and it helped me to win under pressure. These are all skills that are translating to my career and my everyday life today. Today, my teammates aren't on the court. They're in the operating room with me. I'm working with surgeons and nurses and techs, trying to provide the best possible outcome for the patients. It's a high pressure job, just like being on the court, and the skills that I learned at SLU really translate well to the role I'm in now. Being a good teammate also translates to being a good mom and working with my husband to raise our son. I can't say enough of good things about SLU. That's why I'm committed to getting her in the game.
Thank you, Bridget. On to our next alum, who is a former tennis student athlete and actually for me it holds a real special place in my heart. Stephanie Hollis, who you're going to hear from, was a student who actually at one point wrote me this note, and it still sits in my office, and I go back to it on days when I'm kind of having those tough moments. So 2020 is, I've gone back to it in 2020, but it's really just the reminder of how we can impact each other and the way in which we still are able to help each other. Even if I don't see Steph every day, she still is with me. So as we hear from her, we're going to hear her talk about perseverance.
One valuable life lesson being a student athlete taught me was the importance of perseverance. Coming in my freshman year, I quickly realized I would need to develop strong habits to be able to balance a heavy academic course load while playing tennis for the university. This by no means happened overnight. With many setbacks and challenges, I, over time, was able to find success in school and on the court. Patience and persistence were two skills I developed as a student athlete. I would have never thought back then how much I directly apply these to my career as a nurse now. My competitive nature on the court has now become the competitive energy I use to push myself to be a better nurse. The relationships I had with my teammates to bring out the best in each other has now become that same relationship with my coworkers to deliver patient-centered care. Again, although I may not have known back then, it is crystal clear now how much being a student athlete at St. Louis University has shaped my everyday life. I'm committed to get her in the game.
So confident in the work that Steph and many of our frontline healthcare workers have been doing for us in 2020. Grateful to have so many of our student athletes supporting everything that's gone on this year. Our final alum we're going to hear from is a great friend to our program. She continues to remain involved, and for many of you who have attended Get Her in the Game, she was our speaker a couple of years ago. So former women's basketball student athlete and self-employed business owner, Angie Lewis, will speak to us about teamwork.
Typically, when we think of teamwork, we think of a group of people working together to reach a common goal. They're using the best of themselves, their greatest strengths, in order to accomplish a group effort. However, when I was at SLU, the way that I understood teamwork and what made teamwork so valuable for me is that we all were there for each other when things were tough. I can remember there were times after games and definitely days after practice where we would not have made it had it not been for the voice and the support of our teammates. In teamwork, I utilize this in my everyday life, whether it's with family, friends, or in business. You see, no one can do everything on their own. Everybody needs other people to help them accomplish goals, and it's so much sweeter when you can do it with other people and you can do it together. So teamwork is a critical part of what you learn as an athlete, but it's also a really big part of how we walk in this life. There are tons of people who need help and support, and it's critical that we use those skills that we learn as athletes to be able to make things better and to do bigger things that have impacts far beyond what we could ever imagine. I think the greatest lesson that I learned from playing sports at SLU that I carry in my day-to-day life came from all of my teachers, my coaches, the athletic department, and that is you have to bounce back. Bouncing back was the greatest lesson that I still use today in my everyday life. Things don't always go as planned, which I'm sure you know. And all you can do is move on to the next play, think about the next possession, and figure out the new game plan to still help you get to the goal that you want to accomplish. And so teamwork is important, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to have been a student athlete at St. Louis University, and I am committed to get her in the game.
Thank you, Angie. I hope that you've really enjoyed these stories from our alum. And I think every time we hear from our alums, it reminds us that we're connected no matter how long people have been away from SLU physically, that we're all a part of this Billiken community. So we appreciate each one of you watching to really know you're a part of our community as well. And so we appreciate you making donations, being supportive of the work that we're doing. And I think for us, our story is so obvious in the current student athletes that we serve. I'm grateful for the opportunity every day to be able to get to know, learn, watch, and experience the journey that our young women are on. So I think for us, we're going to now help share this part of our story to show how the Get Her in the Game scholarship recipients themselves how that scholarship has really impacted their experience at SLU. The first recipient that we're going to hear from is a senior student athlete on our field hockey team. She has made a great impact in her time at SLU. She's a local St. Louisan. So let's hear from Jordan Besor.
Hi, my name is Jordan Besor. I am a senior from St. Louis, Missouri. I play field hockey, and I am an economics major and English minor. I have learned so much through my experience of being a student athlete. It has helped me to become a very well-rounded person, and it's also given me the opportunities to practice things that not everybody that is in college, I think, gets to practice all the time. So we get to practice teamwork. I also think that it's helped me to become a much more well-rounded person, and it's pushed me to become the best version of myself. One of the things that I'm so grateful for within the athletic department is that I got to go study abroad my junior year, and without their support and their help, that never would have been possible. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that has made my experience at SLU what it has been. It's been something that I could never even describe. I'm so grateful for everyone that's helped influence my journey, and everything that I've learned through my 4 years here is going to continue on, and it's going to continue to make wonderful, well-rounded women able to come to an amazing university like SLU.
We do have wonderful women in an amazing university. I think the next opportunity we have is actually to hear another story from a current student athlete, and it's a junior student athlete in our softball program, current recipient. Christy Stevenson is with us. She is majoring in accounting and finance, and she's here to share with us what SLU and the Get Her in the Game scholarship has meant for her. Christy?
Thank you, Janet. Receiving the Get Her in the Game scholarship has instilled the importance of valuing characteristics such as hard work, humility, and perseverance. Leaders never become great because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. I can't express how grateful I am to have the opportunity to compete and lead at the Division I level as a female student athlete. At SLU, I have learned how to lead by example and create a picture of what I'm truly capable of. I am blessed with a coaching staff and team that pushes me to be a leader on and off the field. They have not only taught me to strive for personal greatness, but also to aspire to impact the community around me. Franklin Roosevelt once said, "We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future." I feel fully prepared to enter the working world and life after SLU. Words are powerless to express my gratitude. Thank you all.
Thank you, Christy. And as you can see, we have wonderful women that you are supporting through the Get Her in the Game scholarship. Our next recipient that we're going to hear from is actually coming to us from her hometown in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Mika is a senior on our field hockey team, majoring in sports business. Mika?
Hi, my name is Mika Diaz and I'm a senior on the field hockey team. I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I'm double majoring in sports business and marketing. I chose SLU because of the sports business program and its excellent curriculum. My classes are very interesting and my professors constantly put us in real-life scenarios which facilitate the search for a career. I also chose SLU because of the field hockey team. From the beginning of my recruiting process, they made me feel part of their family, and that's what I wanted to be a part of. The Get Her in the Game scholarship made a huge impact on my education. The economy in Argentina is very unstable, and I would not have been able to graduate if it weren't for this scholarship. So thank you so much for helping me pursue my dream of getting a bachelor's degree from an American university. There are a lot of things that I learned as a student athlete at SLU, but the major and most recent one, given the circumstances and what the world is going through right now, is to never take anything for granted. I never know when my last semester at SLU could be, so I try to enjoy every single moment I'm given with my best friends, my teammates, my coaches, and my classmates. Lastly, I wanted to thank you again for everything you do for multiple women and for empowering female student athletes to become tomorrow's leaders. Thank you and stay safe.
A great message to stay safe during this time as well. Our next recipient is actually the current recipient, who is a freshman here at St. Louis University. So we're all in this group meeting her for the first time, and she's with us today in studio. She is a freshman. She's still working on that major. She's got some ideas, but please, it's such a delight to be able to welcome Kaya Luneskis.
Hi, my name is Kaya Luneskis, and I'm a student athlete on the softball team at SLU. I'm an undecided major, but with interests in the art and nutrition field. I'm from West Branch, Iowa. The Get Her in the Game scholarship means so much to me. Not only has it allowed me to attend the school of my dreams, but also to play softball under an amazing coaching staff, surrounded by great teammates. While I've only been at SLU for a short 2 months, I have learned so many valuable lessons. I will carry these with me forever. This scholarship has allowed me to play the sport that I love dearly, and also help instill core values into future female athletes at SLU as I grow into a leader. Thank you for your support. Your generosity means so much to me and all other female athletes at SLU.
Thank you. Could we be more proud of these young women? We are investing in their future, and we can be so proud of who they are. I think as you hear these stories, and as we tell our story as a department of athletics, I get so excited about these young women that we're investing in. And I know that the work that you do makes a difference. So every dollar raised, every opportunity, you can text us, you can give through the GiveSmart platform. We're going to bring the Billiken kind of back on here for a minute. So come on, Billiken. Yeah. Just an update. We're getting really close to being able to get to our 25. We want to make sure we get there so we can get that match. So please keep on giving. Don't allow. We're at 24,000. I'm getting my cues here. So please continue to support, continue to make a difference, and we're going to keep enjoying a few more. We got a few more folks we're going to hear from, and really the last of our alum we're going to hear from here. We have a unique story here for me. As we started this Get Her in the Game scholarship, I've had the opportunity to be at SLU in its entirety. And this next person we're going to hear from is the first recipient. And Mary Maloney Seaver, she's married, Mary Maloney Seaver. Mary actually was a transfer student, and she sincerely wasn't going to be able to make it work financially to come to SLU, but for this scholarship. And so it was a really touching opportunity we had to really invest in her before we even really knew her very well. And then she has continued to not only just invest her time and support, but money. Mary is not only a recipient, but she now is a donor. She participated today, so thank you, Mary. And now we're going to have an opportunity to hear from her and a little bit more about her story. Mary?
Good evening. I'm very honored to be a part of tonight's special event. My name is Mary Maloney Seaver, and I was the inaugural recipient of the Get Her in the Game scholarship back in 2006. I graduated from SLU in 2009 with a degree in international business and a minor in Spanish, and I competed for 3 years as a cross-country and track athlete. I actually came to SLU in 2006 as a sophomore transfer student. I thought at the time that the possibility of me continuing my collegiate running career may be closing, and I didn't quite want to let that go. It was an experience I had always dreamed about and wanted to continue, and SLU opened the door for me, and specifically the Get Her in the Game scholarship made it all possible for a number of different reasons. I currently live in Chicago, Illinois. My husband, Dave Seaver, and I have a young son, 20-month son, named Jake, and a second little boy on the way. Dave actually played baseball for SLU, also a graduate in 2009 from business school. So I'm very fortunate to have not only had an incredible college experience and a lot to thank SLU for professionally, but also personally. Obviously a very special place in my heart for the university. Here in Chicago, I work for the Chicago Fire Football Club, the Major League Soccer team here. I oversee our sponsorship team. So about 3 years ago, I had the opportunity to move into a role of leadership within the organization and overseeing sales and service of all of our corporate partners essentially bringing to life brands through the spirit and camaraderie of sports marketing. And it's been such an incredible experience, and I have a lot to thank to SLU for the opportunities that have presented to me professionally over the past decade. Qualities like teamwork and friendships, valuing friendships, and trusting others and discipline and hard work. All of those things were qualities that I took away from SLU and my experiences as a student athlete, and I'm incredibly grateful. And that's why I continue to support this particular campaign, this particular sponsorship. And so I would ask all of you to think about why you're here today, why you're watching virtually today. Hopefully you'll also consider making a gift, supporting another future student athlete, and perhaps many more female student athletes, to give them the experience that I have been given through my experiences at SLU. Thank you for your time today, and again, please consider giving and supporting the female student athletes at St. Louis University.
We're so proud of Mary and who she is and the support she continues to give to St. Louis University, as well as to the Get Her in the Game scholarship. We have some good news. We're going to bring the Billiken out. Come on out, my friend. So what we want to tell you is that we have reached our $25,000. Now we get the challenge grant. So we're going to get some excitement.
And I want to give me 1 minute before we start celebrating.
Okay.
It seems like just yesterday when Mary ran for us, right? And how could you not be more proud of having Christy and Kaya and all of our women student athletes who we're here to celebrate. So this is a moment to really celebrate our women, and Katie does such a great job, and all of our women coaches. But this is a moment to celebrate what we do and thank all of you. Thank you for being on the team. Thank you for helping us support this great group of young women as they get ready to go out and make a great difference in our country and in our world. So thank you very much. We broke the number. We are continuing to take donations. We'll take them in as long as you want to send them. We'll keep taking them. Matt Hayden told me we will continue to take your checks as we support our women student athletes. So thank you very much, and we're here to celebrate.
So anyway, we're about to just a little celebration. A special thanks to everybody. 1, 2,
Mine didn't work.
3. Oh! It's getting crazy here in the studio.
Well.
As you can see, the Get Her in the Game scholarship, it's really made a significant impact on the lives of both our alums and our current students. So we appreciate each one of your gifts, and I know that each one of our talented female student athletes is grateful for the financial support you provide. As Chris mentioned, we're continuing to take gifts and still will continue to spread the message of Billiken Athletics and the work that we do with our women students. We're going to kind of finish we're going to finish our event tonight. We really appreciate you coming with us on our virtual journey, but we're going to finish with a message of gratitude from many of our current student athletes to you. So thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and please enjoy the rest of your evening.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you for your support. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
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 Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support. Thank you.